up, all you cool cats and kittens? Welcome back to more reaction. My name is Jeff. Today we're going to be looking at a video from Andrew Schultz's Flagrant 2, where they're talking about, I guess they're ranking the worst characters from the Netflix documentary series Tiger King. It's not even, we all know what Tiger King is. We all have our ideas of who the worst humans that were involved in that real life story. Let's just get straight to it, man. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Click on the notification button so that you are notified the moment a new video is uploaded. Hope you guys enjoy.
I'd love to learn about these con men.
Yeah.
And the balls that they fucking have.
So
right?
I wonder, what's your hierarchy of shittiness?
And on the show? Okay,
Yeah.
What did you go for?
Well, I'm thinking I think Jeff was the shittiest one.
Jeff is.
I'm kind of thinking Jeff.
Yeah.
I thought Carole was the shittiest because she
she's the
positions it as an animal rescue, and nothing about that seemed any different than any zoo.
Okay, go.
And
Why?
so my girl's a big animal rights person, and a little bit of that is rubbed off. I feel a little bad for the cats, but generally speaking, whatever. I just don't like, hey, this is a rescue. Hey guys, come pay money to watch whatever, and then you can look at the animals. Also, I'm making $25,000 every week on Facebook, and it's a rescue, but in reality, it's just a zoo.
And who played their employees the least?
Oh, all their employees were paid
no,
nothing. They're volunteers.
They're volunteers.
Carole paid the least.
Carole paid the least.
That's a cult in itself.
It is a
They were
cult,
volunteers.
and she looks like a cult bitch.
And
And
hey there, cats and kittens.
this is the other thing I was gonna say. My girl hops
That's
in.
how we gotta start every episode. Hey there, cats and kittens. Yeah.
My girl hops in episode 6 or something. And she's like, "What? Big Cat Rescue? I know that. That's where there's this IG girl, Yo Ventura, who's always like petting baby tigers and shit." And she was like, "I think that's where Yo Ventura's always going to petting the tigers." So your whole fucking point is you shouldn't be allowed to pet these animals. But there's this IG thought who can just come in and pet them whenever she wants.
Oh, because
So
it's
you're-
good PR.
You're doing the same shit, bitch. Don't think it's different.
They all
You
do the
saw the
same thing. It's
videos
crazy.
where she used to be a breeder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a
100%.
failed breeder. Is like,
100%.
oh, I don't know how to make this business work, so let me just go against everybody else
And
who's doing it.
and to that point, if you noticed, and they had a little snippet of this at the end of the final episode. You know a lot about people based on their intentions when they start, right? Like
Yeah.
when we all start comedy, we're very pure,
Yeah.
right? And then certain things might get in the middle of it. Money gets in the way. you feel
Reality
like-
kind of gets in the way.
reality gets in the way, whatever it is. But when you start, you're actually really pure with
Yeah.
comedy, right?
Some will call it naive.
When Joe started,
Yeah.
there's a little snippet. There's an old black and white
Yeah.
footage where he goes, you know, these animals are only supposed to be in Asia and India, and we got to control breeding, and there's a little snippet of him because he started pure, right?
Yeah.
And we'll get to why these people are drawn to animals in general, but
We gotta stop
There was a
making.
real
We gotta
purity
stop
to
making excuses for Joe Exotic.
Carole
man.
started
Dude was a creep.
Impure.
impure.
Yeah.
He was nasty, as they say.
And she found a mask for that impurity. I think with Joe, it was almost like The Ring. Remember Lord of the Rings? Like the more you get addicted to the ring,
Yeah.
the more
The harder
you
it is to
turn
take
into.
off, yeah.
See, we caved
And I
enough
think
for
that's
Joe
what
a little
happened.
too
It's like
much.
all of a sudden you got 20 fucking tigers that need $10,000 a month worth of food. You go, I got to find a way to feed these motherfuckers. So you do the cub petting, and then you do it more and more, and it becomes more and more normalized.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
you're making a little money, and why not? And what's also interesting is they talk at the end. Everybody could go right now. They got information. Joe Exotic is snitching on everybody.
Oh,
Everybody's in
yeah.
trouble except this bitch.
She's the
'Cause
only
She's
one.
fucking.
She
Marlo
does
in the
it better
Wire.
than everybody else.
I'm done. I'm clean.
She got it. Like, she's a criminal, like
Mastermind.
The best,
Mastermind.
Yeah.
best type.
She killed her husband?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what
You guys
killed
think
her.
she killed
100% killed her husband.
100%.
Absolutely.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
No doubt
Bruh.
in my mind that she did.
I mean, it's just so convenient, and she benefited so greatly. Like, she had a motive.
What they put in
She had,
that
like, a way
will,
to do it.
I was
And
like,
the will that said
Yeah, the will.
upon death or disappearance.
disappearance.
Come on,
Hey!
guys.
So
Like, oh,
explain
this
that
is
to anybody
definitely
who's
some
listening right now.
down
So-
south shit.
You probably explain it better, but in her will, essentially, or the will
So
that
she was
had written
married
for
to
her
this
husband.
guy, right?
Yeah.
She was married to this guy.
Married
and
to a multimillionaire.
multimillionaire, many different business ventures.
crazy.
Marriage is
he-
falling apart.
But he was also interested in the animals first.
Yes.
Right? And he liked these exotic animals, and then they both started to kind of get into it together. And he saw it as a business with the cub breeding. He wanted to do it in Costa Rica. Marriage starts to fall apart. he starts to get concerned. He's like, yo, this bitch might kill me. Like, I'm actually.
Yeah.
He starts to tell his.
Tried to file a restraining order.
He files a restraining
She
order.
threatened to kill him.
And he tells his assistant,
Yeah.
hey, if anything happens to me, release this.
Yeah.
Right? And what was that? What was in there? Was a
I
will and
forgot that
testament
was.
or some shit like that?
I-
Last rights.
yeah,
or-
last rights.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
If he goes, if anything happens to me, release this, and it was him asking for a restraining order from his wife that was
Okay.
denied because you can't give a restraining order unless there's an actual threat.
Right.
She just said,
Okay,
I'm
I
gonna
remember
kill you.
that.
Saying you're
Yeah.
going to kill you is allowed because it's freedom
no
of speech. You're
physical,
allowed to
yeah.
say that, right?
I didn't know that. Joe.
Oh,
I thought-
son.
I thought that's a crime.
Maybe if you watched it, you'd like it. All of a sudden, you're
You
fascinated.
sounded like such a girlfriend.
No,
Yeah.
it's like a neck stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
So getting the claws out.
Here's some chocolate, babe.
So,
Maybe you fucking listened for once.
yeah. So, what's it called? So, where were we?
The
will.
restraining order.
So the restraining order, everything like that. The husband, right before he goes to Costa Rica, he's about to go to Costa Rica to do this like cub thing where he wants to like breed these cubs. Maybe take the whole zoo and take it down there where it's much more legal, or it's just not illegal yet because they don't know about fucking human beings breeding cubs. It's just a brand new country. So she basically kills him. Right when he was about to separate her from all his wealth.
Yeah.
She kills him, and then there's his fucking will that's in a lockbox in the assistant's office.
Yeah.
The assistant is not allowed access to her office. Carole and her fucking lawyer, whoever it is, are in the office overnight. They remove the wills. She goes the next day. There is no will there. Like, this is so fucking blatant that she killed this
How
man.
the fuck did she get away?
And
with
all of a
this?
sudden, whereas the assistant had power of attorney, that was a new document saying Carole has my power of attorney.
And power of attorney, explain what that means.
It means I can speak on your behalf whether you're there or not. If I give you my power of attorney, you can go into my bank account and be like, hey, I have his power of attorney, give me all the money.
And what does the new will say? No, it's not a new will. 5 years after someone's death, you can declare them. 5 years after someone's disappearance, you can declare them dead.
The day of,
5 years
fam.
and 1 day.
One day.
She says, I am the beneficiary, the sole beneficiary.
One day on
in this
that
will.
5-year
She cuts
anniversary.
his first family out,
She had
kids
them
out,
counted.
wife out, whatever. Also, in the will, it said, upon my death or disappearance, all my assets go to.
doesn't say
Disappearance.
Really?
It just says
just
disappearance.
disappearance?
That's the
It never
first
says
line.
disappearance, fam.
The
thing.
first
Because she could have
fucking
faked
line.
his death or something,
Yes.
but instead she had to fake his disappearance.
What kind of will says, if I disappear,
Right.
all my
Have
assets
you ever
go
been
to?
worried about disappearing
Never
ever in your life?
in my life have I been worried about disappearance.
Yeah, you should have seen his reaction to magic earlier. This guy doesn't care anything about disappearing or reappearing or gets in a goddamn card. But seriously,
I need to see
it's a specific and absurd thing to say.
Yeah.
Right? Might
Yeah.
disappear. Like, it's so
That's the
obviously blatantly
giveaway.
her. And I think the documentary tries to make it obvious and blatant.
Yeah.
And even through that, you're like, how the fuck has the FBI not investigated this at all?
The creepiest part is how rehearsed her like excuses.
Oh,
like, the last
yeah.
thing-
What was
They-
it? What
Do you
was it?
remember? So they show the clip from like the 90s, and she's like, "Yeah, he
The
just-
last thing he said to me was, "Get the truck ready," and like the verbiage is exactly the same.
yeah, get it ready early in the morning." And then
Yeah.
she says it like on the interview with them.
20
She-
years later.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, he told me he was gonna get up early in the morning," and like the same exact like word for word creepy. Bro, she's a murderer,
So she decided what her excuse was going to be, decided the verbiage and
and it
everything
stuck
like
to it completely.
For 20
it's not a
fucking
memory;
years.
it's a written like.
Because memories change.
Yeah.
No, it's a
And
written
those
dialogue.
those are the best criminals. If your story never changes, you can't get caught.
So that's the other thing they say about like criminals, right? It's like, or actually not criminals, about innocent people. Innocent people don't remember what they're doing when crimes were committed.
Yeah.
Because
It was a regular day.
it's a regular day.
yeah.
They say
Right.
innocent people are the hardest people to defend. Because if I say, hey, what were you doing last Friday? And you go,
At
"Bro,
11:30 a.m.
I don't know.
If I didn't have a specific thing, I'd be like, I don't know.
So then how the
know.
fuck you have an alibi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's
How
true.
the fuck you have
And
an
then
alibi?
a lot of times it's not even last Friday. A lot of times it's like, what were you doing Thursday?
2 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you
So-
gotta make some shit up that might not even be
So-
accurate. And
Do you really think that if I go 2 months ago, what did I say to you at 11:30? You're gonna be like, oh, you said they'd be there early.
Right.
You're
I
gonna
don't remember what I
the
had
exact
for lunch
sentence?
yesterday. What did I have for lunch yesterday?
she killed.
That's why she's
Give me a
top dog
second.
out of all the
Okay,
cops.
She's the
she's
worst.
number one.
Yeah.
Number two,
I had a bagel sandwich.
I didn't like
Joe more than
Doc.
Jeff.
But you saw how long
Jeff-
it took,
Jeff-
right? Now it's just
Jeff-
Why?
So,
But Jeff, he was like, you knew who he was. He was already a criminal. Like
He just looks like he wears
It was good,
affliction
too.
shirts.
Yeah, the
dude.
That's what
fucking
I'm saying,
hat
but he
with
So,
the
looks
name.
Oakley
he
hat.
looks
I don't
like
do
a
cream
sticky
cheese anymore.
motherfucker.
What does Joe look normal to you?
Yeah.
Bacon,
Joe
butter,
Exotic looks
ham
trustworthy.
turkey,
No, if I was
Joe-
gay,
lettuce,
Joe could get it.
cheese. Dang.
He wouldn't give it to you, but yeah.
I know. I got too many teeth, and I'm too tan.
Son. Yeah, I don't know. Jeff. Just Jeff.
Joe looks more friendly than Jeff.
Joe looks more friendly than Jeff. I like Joe's limp better than Jeff's.
Yeah.
Jeff's walk.
But
Did
I'm
you
saying
guys
in
see Jeff's
terms of
walk?
trustworthiness, neither one of them looks like a
They're
guy you
both
want to do
scum,
business
bro.
with. Jeff was just fucking people over left and right. And I guess Joe was doing that too. Maybe Jeff just had zero charisma. So you're like, fuck this
Zero
guy more.
charisma.
Yeah, he had zero charisma. But
Zero charisma.
That's why it's like he
Sharp
wasn't
goatee.
that good of a connoisseur. Because he,
So
fucked,
much
he
flavor.
fucked up
You
in
can't be-
Vegas early.
Again, Joe Exotic was out
No.
here
Joe had this
robbing
scam
people with
going on
meth.
for years.
So maybe you're
Hey,
right. Maybe
come
I was
on, man.
I was more like
conned.
conned by Joe. So I'm like, he's not as bad because I put him fourth.
Oh, wow.
I put it Jeff, then Doc, then
Hey,
Joe.
Doc
like
Antle
Doc.
is.
So I
Doc
like
is
Doc.
Man, legend.
No, I like Doc.
Doc
Okay?
Antle, man.
Doc is interesting. Doc is cold.
That's the thing. Cold and polished and
Cold
just
and polish.
yo.
Him and
It's
Carole
almost
the
like he
same
was the
dude.
only person that wasn't broken. Him and Jeff also. That's another thing. You could see how Joe was broken early on. In episode 1, Joe says the story, him coming out to his father. His dad makes him shake his hand in front of his mom to say, when I die, you will not be at my funeral.
Yeah.
And that guy's broken from then on.
Yeah.
Most of these people were broken. Jeff was not broken. Doc was not broken. Carole's just out of her fucking mind, I think.
Do you
She's
think that?
broken, dude.
Oh, Carol's broken.
Remember the story?
Yo, Carole's
Yeah,
broken.
I mean, I want to get into that. Maybe no. Let's go through the
She's
rankings and then
broke.
we'll get into
She's
that. But,
that's why she's so.
Doc was
cold and
interesting
manipulative, bro.
because Doc has done something, and I'm curious your take on this. But like, you often see like white people grab onto Eastern philosophy,
Yeah.
and then, well, I mean, you see, you guys do it too, but like
Yeah.
use the philosophy as like a manipulation
Yeah.
tactic
Yeah.
because apparently it's very effective to people who are empty. Like
Yeah.
Eastern philosophy fills fucking empty people up. Like
Yeah.
I remember when my brother was going through a really hard time, he got into Osho.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like I think you and him were
I didn't
like
know it was
talking
Osho, but
briefly.
I remember he was talking to me about Hinduism stuff. And
It
I
was
was just
Osho.
like, yeah, okay, wow.
Yeah, he
What's
was.
Osho?
Osho is the guy who had
Wild
that,
Wild Country. It's another one that I wasn't as into as
on
everybody
Netflix.
else.
The Rajneeshi people, they would all dress in like the reds and pinks. It was out in what was it?
Oregon. It's just vegans in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
But it was a
Wait,
whole
it
cult
was the yoga
that they
guy
shut
who
down.
was fucking
Yeah,
people?
vegans.
No, that's a different one.
Oh.
That was an Indian guy.
I was an Indian guy. So, well, so was Rajneeshi. Yeah,
You're right. You're right.
So, so like, he kind of
be
tapped
doing it
into
too.
this shit.
Dude,
Yo,
that's
you know
crazy.
what it is? And maybe it happens in India. I don't know if it is, but like, maybe the type of person that comes to America is willing to do whatever the fuck it takes
Interesting.
to win. Is willing to sacrifice whatever it
Well,
is.
Doc was born here, and he did the same thing.
Sure, because like I think he's bred within it. But like, were we having this discussion?
I can't remember.
But there's something about the people that come here, like all of our parents that decide to come here,
Yeah.
like that immigrated here, made a choice to just leave their fucking families and never see.
Yeah,
them
we talked about it on the
again.
podcast,
We
yeah.
talked about this on the podcast. So there's a little fucking
Yeah.
psychosis going
Yeah.
on there, right?
Yeah. My theory, though, because I'm watching this, and I'm watching this guy, like, pervert my religion or whatever, and I'm thinking about Wild Wild Country or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about this fucking yoga guy who's doing the hot yoga, Bikram, and
Bikram,
fucking
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, why are these people, not the manipulators, the manipulated.
Actually, getting rejected by everybody. That was the saddest part of the Bikram documentary.
Oh,
It's
he's-
like,
he can't even
none of these
rape.
bitches will fuck him.
It's easier to rape in
Like-
India, I guess.
Usually, if you're a cult leader, like you go get some pussy, right? Like, but girl after girl was like, nah. I was like, nah.
That's insane. Now I actually want to watch this
You
documentary.
gotta
to be
watch
honest
the
with you.
documentary. This guy was getting rejected like an Indian.
He was? Okay, I didn't catch that part. But yeah, like they're all scum, man. Like, in just in different ways. Like Jeff was, I mean, he just, you know, Jeff was gross. Jeff was gross on a variety of levels. Doc Antle was I ain't not a pimp, but he was just. And then Joe, I mean, listen, man, I didn't know this world existed. Like, so many weird, gross characters, and they all making money and not paying anybody. But the part that was so interesting is how willing you realize just how willing people are to be manipulated. Like it's insane, man. So, if I was ranking, whoo boy, Carol's is an actual killer. Like she actually did a body. I wouldn't doubt Jeff did a body too. I might have missed if he did or not. I wouldn't put it past Doc having done a body. It seemed like Joe would be the least likely one of that group that would actually do it, even though he technically tried to set up Carole. Carole is the sneakiest. Okay, it's. I'm going to say the worst based on the front they put on. I think that's the way I'm gonna rank it. So from that standpoint, I'm gonna go Carole, Jeff, Joe, and then Doc. But again, they're interchangeable, man. Depending on the day, depending on the day that I'll watch it again or whatever. But I'm interested to know what you guys think down in the comments. Rank your characters. It's basically just these four, right? So rank them from worst to best, if you want to use that phrase. This Tiger King thing got legs on it, man. it's so many think pieces you can do from the show. It's crazy, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, notification button. Leave a comment again in the comments. Do your rankings, and also if there's any other videos that you want me to react to, leave those recommendations down in the comments as well. Hope everybody's doing good during this lockdown. Hang in there. We all in this together. I'm gonna try to do my part to upload be more consistent as far as uploading videos to help keep myself and you guys entertained as much as possible. With reaction videos and it might be you watching my reaction videos, you might end up liking some of the channels that I'm bringing to that I'm starting the show. So I'm sleepy. I need to go take a nap. I'm rambling. It's been a long day. It's been a long couple of days. Like I'm trying to upload videos and stuff is glitching with YouTube, and one of my videos got copyrighted. Like dang. So I apologize for the delay. It's been like 4 days, but again, I'm gonna try to get stuff uploaded a little more consistently here for you. So hang in there, and I'll catch you guys later. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Peace out.